Hello my dears, this is Sarah from She Holds Dearly, and I want to share with you a project that I've been working on recently. I have taken a vintage chair and I've turned it into a rocking chair. So the story behind this particular chair is super sentimental to me. We had the original owners, well, the original owner to our 1906 farmhouse has since passed on. It is his grandson that I know and am friends with. And he came back in last June and we did an interview and a home tour, and I'll link the video for that. But at that time, he brought me a present. He brought me this old chair. It was the desk chair in the office of this house, and it belonged to John Swanson, who was the builder of this house. So when he gave it to me, he said that no one else in the family really wanted it, and would I want it? And of course I did. But I explained that he has to remember I am the kind of person that will take an antique and I will paint it or recover it or do something to it potentially to make it more my style and make sure that it's comfortable and it matches my home and that it lives on and is loved properly. So sometimes that bothers people, but they said no, that didn't bother them. I could do whatever I wanted. So I took the chair and I've turned it into a rocking chair, and I'm super happy with it. So I want to tell you about the process. First of all, you need to start with a chair that has good bones to it, and what I mean by that is that it is built well and you like the shape of it. You don't have to like the color, but you like the general shape of it, okay? So I really like the lines of this chair, I like the details. And then I had to find some runners. So those are the parts on the bottom that actually make it rock. I found some on eBay from an Amish supplier, and I need to admit, they don't have these exact ones from the exact company available right now, but I am going to measure them and tell you what I did use. So you can try to find some on eBay. There's a lot on eBay. So then we needed to cut down the legs. It's actually a pretty simple process. So initially we did make a mistake with this. We went ahead and just attached the legs to the runners. But what we didn't understand was that it lifts the chair up quite a bit, several inches. And so it makes it top heavy. So we thought we were all done. We brought it into the house. We're like, look kids, it's a rocking chair. And one of my kids sat down in it right away to rock, and it flipped over backwards and she landed on the couch, but it completely ejected her. So we're like, oh, okay, DIY is at its best. Let's go back to the drawing board. So we figured out that you need to calculate in the front and the back how much lift you're getting now that the chair is up on these runners. And then you need to cut off that amount. So once you cut off the legs, and it was a couple inches in the front, couple inches in the back, then you set them on the runner where you feel like it will naturally sit, and you want more runner coming out the back side so you can actually kind of like sit back on it a little bit, and less in the front, which if you analyze a rocking chair, you'll see what I mean. Then you just mark on the runners where the legs are gonna hit, and you drill partway into it, make a divot in there for the legs to sit in. And then you may need to, depending on how wide your runners are, you may need to actually take a Dremel tool and sort of shape those legs to a little bit more of a point. And then add your wood glue and add a screw from underneath up inside each of the legs. That was the actual construction of the rocking chair. And then I went and I made this cushion. I found this ticking at a garage sale and went ahead and made this custom piping. I did this on a live on Facebook, so I will link that so you know exactly how to make custom piping. And then I laid 2 squares of fabric over my cushion. I bought this cushion at Joann's, but I did cut off the corners. It was a square piece and I cut the corners off. Then I laid 2 pieces of fabric on the top and bottom of the cushion, and I put them right side together and sewed together a long strip that would go around. I had to add in a zipper, and I will link a blog post for how to do that. And then I pieced it all together inside out. I just shaped it onto the cushion and tucked in the piping and stitched it all around. And right before I was ready to do the final seam, I did the top first, then came back and pieced together the bottom. Right before the final seam, I remembered to unzip the zipper so that I could actually get the whole thing open and not close it off as I was sewing. So that's a tip for the end of the project there. Once I had the cushion made, I sprayed it with this Scotch Guard. It's specifically made to protect from rain and sun. Then I came back to the rocking chair and painted it with Magnolia Home Blackboard. It's a chalk paint. I gave it just one coat of paint because I wanted the brown to show through just a little bit. I love black paint that has a little bit of brown showing through. It's really aged and distressed looking. So just one coat. Then I went ahead and distressed it on just the raised portions all over the rocking chair and came back over it with a dark wax from Annie Sloan and finished it off. And we are done. A pretty simple project. I'm super happy with it. I think it's going to be cozy. I'm really excited to have it out on our porch. And I just love the history and the story behind it too. So thank you so much for stopping by. If you're new here, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I do post regularly, and I share my professional design advice and our vintage home life. All right, take care. I'll talk to you soon.